Hey, yo, Amanda Serrano tells Claressa Shields to stay in her lane, my people. After Claressa Shields said that she'll beat Rolando Romero in a fight, Amanda Serrano posted and said, "Oh, wow, interesting. I wasn't aware of this. Cool little detail to know. Keep my punk self in my own lane," you feel me? And this was after Spank Horton said, Serena and Venus Williams once said they could beat a male tennis player ranked outside of the top 200. A man ranked 203 accepted the challenge and beat Serena 6-1. Then beat Venus 6-2 the same day, my people. And that's when Amanda Serrano was like, okay, this lets me know to stay in my own lane, my people. And this is like throwing shots at Claressa, I feel like. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Somebody else said, haha, you're a smart one, for real. You know what I'm saying? Then she put the winking face. It's the winking face for me that seems a little suspicious, like she throwing some shots, you know, like, yeah, I know what I mean. Right after this had came out with the Claressa Shields fighting Rolando Romero, you know what I'm saying? On the nightcap, she has said that she could beat Rolando Romero, and that became a big thing because Shannon Sharp was like, nah, you can't, you feel me? Then they brought her back and she explained how she could and would beat Rolando Romero. That's when, you know what I'm saying, Amanda Serrano came out and said this, my people. You know what I'm saying? They even had Rolando Romero come on the show and he was like, nah, I wouldn't even put hands on a female, you feel me? Yeah, girls do stuff sometimes and call people out, but doesn't mean we gotta respond to it, you feel me? Claressa Shields said, this shouldn't be a conversation because I'm literally the GOAT, the female, the best ever. But since it is, skills pay the bills, guys. Much love to Rolly. This was after the Zone has said, you know what I'm saying, that Claressa Shields said that she can beat up Rolly. And then she also, to prove herself, she posted a sparring from 2023, you feel me, sparring a guy, saying that 9 out of 10 of the guys that she spars are guys, like they aren't females, so sparring partners. You feel me, my people? Let me know how you feel about this. Do you feel like Amanda Serrano was throwing some shots because she came up with something or responded to something that had to do with a female athlete, you know, competing against a male athlete and not being able to win? You know what I'm saying? This is exactly what's happening with Claressa Shields in the Rolando Romero situation. She's saying that she can beat Rolando Romero because of her skills and because, you know what I'm saying, her experience. And everybody else is saying, nah, well, Shannon Sharp, not everybody else. A lot of people say, nah, man, like, Rolando Romero's going to beat you just because of the power, just because he's a man, just because of that fact. Skills and all the experience that you have don't matter is pretty much what they're telling her. So she's feeling some type of way. And it seems like Amanda Serrano's agreeing with that. Like, I ain't trying to get in there with no man. I'm going to stay in my own lane. And it feels like she's telling Claressa Shields to stay in her own lane. Let me know how you feel about this, my people. Amanda Serrano telling Claressa Shields to stay in her own lane, my people. Hey, yo, Jerron Boots and is trying to expose Vergil Ortiz, my people. Jerron posted and said, I did everything in my power to make this fight happen for the fans. I waited long enough and stayed quiet through it all. It looks like Vergil or his team really don't want to fight. I came to his fight in his hometown and told him he was next. That was November and it's March and still nothing. It's time to move on. 2 division champion up next. I told y'all the truth was gonna come to the light, my people. So he feels like Vergil Ortiz is ducking him. Vergil Ortiz responded and said, since nobody is smart enough to know how to read between the lines and see we actually tried to make the fight happen despite all the ongoing legal issues, I'll spell it out for you and everybody else. A lot of y'all must have missed out on critical thinking time in school, my people. And he put the laughing emoji with the peace out sign. So he feels like people are not reading between the lines. He also said he did, meaning Jerron Boots Ennis, did everything in his favor to make the fight happen, except, you know, the one and only time we were both offered to fight each other in Saudi Arabia. He put the crying emojis. Y'all can cope all y'all want. Doesn't change the past. And then he put the laughing emoji. Boots Ennis also posted, all these fake story and fake narratives gonna stop. Like I said the other day, the truth gonna come to light From here on out, we pulling everybody card from the rip. And this is something he posted in August 2025, my people. And he reposted it now, pretty much saying that he must feel the same way as he did then. And he feels that same way right now. And he's still on that same mission. But a lot of people feel like, Vergil Ortiz didn't take the fight because they were actually trying to make the fight happen because of the legal issues. It says Vergil and his team were actively trying to finalize the fight with Boots Ennis. However, they felt Golden Boy was actually holding the fight back. So the whole point of it was them trying to actually make the fight happen, and they left De La Hoya to go with Matchroom and try to make the fight happen. So actually, it's not that Vergil was, not trying to fight. It's that he couldn't come up with somebody in his team agreeing and making the fight happen, separating the money, giving the money to who needs to be given. My people, let me know how you feel about this. I know what Boots is saying as well. It's not his problem. To him, everybody in that team, Oscar De La Hoya, Vergil Ortiz, Rick Marigio, all those guys are part of his team. If they can't come with a solution between them, that has nothing to do with Boots. He feels like that's your team. That's not my team. Your team can't come to a resolution, then I got to move on, my people, which you got to respect. Let me know how you feel about this. Jerron Boots Ennis trying to expose Vergil Ortiz Jr., my people, for ducking him, even though he's going through all these legal issues, for actually trying to make the fight happen. Ryan Garcia is the moneymaker in boxing, my people. Yes, Ryan Garcia, whenever you fight him, you make the most money you ever made. Gervonta Davis had 1.2 million pay-per-view buys when he fought Gervonta Davis, compared to when he fought Frank, 325 to 350,000 pay-per-view sales. That's mediocre. That's pretty sad, and that's later in your career after fighting Ryan Garcia. You should have got better. Against Haney, they sold 1.2 million. Ryan Garcia and Haney, my people. This shows that whenever Ryan Garcia is in a fight, that's when any of these boxers are making real money. And that's because Ryan Garcia is a tough fighter and he takes the best fights. He don't care who it is. He wants the top dogs, my people. And he's the most known. He got the most clout. He got the most fans. So these people want to fight and have to fight Ryan Garcia in order to make the most money. Gervonta Davis would have to fight three times at this price right here to actually make the amount that he made with Ryan Garcia, my people. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Ryan Garcia being the main money maker in the boxing game right now, and you can't front about it. The numbers don't lie. The numbers is numbering. The math is mathing, my people. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Yo, Shannon Sharp suspicious hating on Claressa Shields, my people. Claressa Shields responded and said, these guys doing all the chirping are the same guys who cannot punch correctly or fight, and tag Shannon Sharp so he can know it was to him. You will throw a hip out trying to fight anybody. So let me do my thing and be the greatest, and I'll spar Rolly just to shut y'all up. Real talk, my people, because this was after Shannon Sharp was talking about Claressa, that she can't beat Rolly or any man in boxing. But look at her right here training Shannon Sharp, and he can't even throw a punch correctly, my people. Look at him trying to turn his punch, his leg right here. He would have broke his ankle almost right there. Look at right here. He's too close. He would have got knocked out by anybody. Also, I had to dial into this throwing a hip out. I'm like, throwing a hip out, what she mean by this? You know what I'm saying? So I had to search, does Shannon Sharp have a bad hip? And what came up was, yes, Shannon Sharp underwent bilateral hip replacement surgery due to chronic pain and significant hip issues, with the right hip replaced in May 2021 and the left in February 2022. My man right here should not even be talking about fighting, my people. He should not even be talking about walking. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Shakur Stevenson also said, okay, I got Claressa Shields over Shannon Sharp in a boxing match. Facts, my people, especially with a hip like that. You might turn and be in the kitchen. Your body's in the kitchen. Your whole top body's in a room sleeping. You feel me, my people? That's a whole different type of thing. You in no position to be talking about boxing, especially against somebody like Claressa Shields. If y'all don't know, Claressa Shields is a historic boxer, recognized as the GOAT. That means greatest woman of all time, boasting a 17-0 pro record. She is the only boxer in history, male or female, to hold all 4 major world titles in 3 different weight classes, my people. She is also a 2-time Olympic gold medalist for the USA. And for the people, because Shannon Sharp said a woman boxer can never beat a male boxer, in 1999, Margaret McGregor became the first woman to fight a man, Lloyd Cho, in a sanctioned bout.